Day 463. I just went into a gas station to get a water, and standing there in line, this dude comes in, and he gives the guy a dollar bill and then a bunch of silver coins, and he's like, "I'd like $3.50 on pump number one." And I look out, and there's like a box Chevy from like the mid '80s, box Caprice, and he's putting, and then it's like $3.15 a gallon. So he's putting a little bit more than a gallon into his car. And I wanted to be like, what the hell? Where are you going? You just going to the next convenience store? I mean, I don't know what Caprices in the '80s got per gallon, but it couldn't be that good. And I just thought to myself, there must be some, like, it's either a really hot piece of tail down the street, within like 13 miles. Well, actually like 6.5 or something, because he's got to be able to get home after the hot piece of tail. And I'm gonna tell you, if you are, and I'm just going out on a limb and saying this, if you're having to buy fuel by the gallon at a time, there probably ain't a lot of hot pieces of ass in your life. Just saying. I mean, it could happen, but anyway, I don't know. It's just a weird turn of events, And yes, I'm judgy. I do judge people on certain merits that they have. Their work ethic, their morals, and how much ice beer they can voluntarily consume. I don't understand when they sell dozens and hundreds of thousands of other kinds of beer that are not that much more expensive, and you choose like Natty Ice or Ice House. Like, I don't understand you at all. I can't get on your level. It makes no sense to me at all. And when I was in, I want to say I was in high school, I got duped into going to one of these Jesus powerlifting shows where it's like a revival with like the American Gladiators kind of thing. And they go in there and they do all these feats of strength to try to lead you to the Lord. And it seemed like a gimmick at the time. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I saw after I saw a quick video of one of them popped up, and I'm like, oh, look at that, I remember that. I can't remember what they called themselves, but all these little Herculean Jesus people. And here's the thing, right? Like, you proselytize, if that's the word I'm looking for. If you want to go out and preach whatever, that's the beauty of this country. Have at it. Good luck with your endeavor. I got nothing against you. I won't do anything to stop you or thwart you, whatever. Don't shove anything you have to say on anybody else in this world. If they choose to listen to you, then rock on. Good job. Your message got through. But at the same time, I just wonder about the efficacy of the. Now, listen, I got, you stupid idiot. This is the dumbest exit on planet Earth. I swear. Anyway, why do they build a bridge where one person's coming off a ramp to get onto my lane, and I'm trying to get onto the ramp to get off the lane? Stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Dude, anyway, the efficacy, it's just a cool word, man. Y'all, everybody say it now. Efficacy. I think that's the most I've ever said that word in one time, probably in my entire life, cumulatively. But anyway, I wonder about the efficacy of such an endeavor, because it's like, you got all these dudes that are clearly on steroids, which, body being the temple of the Holy Spirit, I would think that the steroids would kind of negate that, but nevertheless, they're not natty, if you know what I mean, right? They definitely ain't natty ice, that's for sure. Jesus wouldn't like the natty ice and the roids. If you start chasing steroids with natty ice, I got no use for you. There's no efficacy coming for you. But anyway, you got these bulked up roid head dudes that are out there, and they're telling these, I think they told like stories about, I was in a motel shooting up heroin into my penis, and the Lord spoke to me. They got all these, stories, and so they're telling all this stuff, and I'd hit rock bottom, and I'm like, well, anytime you start injecting anything into your penis, I think rock bottom was like a couple blocks back. But and then they're like, and then I decided to speak for the Lord, and I'm gonna rip this phone book in half for Jesus. And then they'd be like, I'm gonna pull this 3/4 inch rebar and I'm gonna bend it around my neck for Jesus. And I may use a towel on my neck, I don't know. You know, and then they're breaking like chain link fence and just all kinds of silly stuff, right? And I don't know, man. I'm all for it if it works. Great. I'm still coughing up all the crap that I had last week. Everything's broken up. It's just all the non-congestion now, I guess is what it would call. What's the opposite of congestion? Uncongestion. But anyway, where was I talking about? I was talking about Jesus. But yeah, like, I just find that to be a weird ministry, you know. Every time there's a tent revival not far from my house, been set up for the last couple weeks. And I always think to myself, why would you have a tent revival in the middle of the damn summer? It's got to be hot as ballsack out there, you know. And if you're trying to get people to do something that they might not be inclined to do, i.e. come to church, wherever that is, you know, you'd make it a little bit more, you know, conducive to their comfort, you know, like putting it indoors. But, and I get it, man, you know, it's kind of a throwback kind of thing, but still, it just, every time I've ridden by that thing the last couple of weeks, I think, nobody's coming to this. But, and you know, what are the odds that people are coming just to see these strong men, like, you know, bend metal, as opposed to hearing about their stories with the Lord, you know, and their motel penises, you know. But motel penises there's usually not a lot of efficacy to that. It's a rambling day, I gotta tell you. It's got to tell you. And there's one last thing I'd like to say is, I love seeing people who have flat tires. I love riding by people with flat tires, and the flat tire in question is one of those spare little donut tires. You know, the ones that you're not supposed to go over like 42 miles an hour with, and you're not supposed to go further than like 40 or 50 miles, and they've driven this thing to where the damn, you know, everything's showing underneath the rubber, like the belts are just bursting through, and then they wonder why it breaks. I think that that's a great lesson. Quit being a cheap bastard. Driving is a privilege. If you can't afford to do it properly, then don't do it at all, and you deserve to sit on the side of the road and contemplate your life's mistakes and its lack of efficacy. Giddy.